Hi, my name is Martin Lehr. I'm CEO of Context Therapeutics, a company located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, focused on women's oncology. So our focus is breast, ovarian, endometrial cancers, an area where we believe there's a strong medical unmet need, and we're hoping to develop a leading pipeline of small molecule and immuno-oncology assets to address these cancers. AACR this year in 2022 is really big for our company. We have 5 posters at the conference, which is more than double than we've ever had before. 3 for our phase 2 asset, onapristone extended release, which we refer to as ONA-XR. That's an oral progesterone receptor antagonist. And then 2 posters for a really exciting preclinical program we have, which is a CLDN6 bispecific. And CLDN6 has a lot of buzz at the conference this year. BioNTech, which a lot of people know of as the COVID vaccine company, presented some really stellar data with their CAR-T approach to CLDN6 that really caught people's attention. So it's been fun updating people on our science and what we're doing. These posters really speak to the potential of our drugs. For ONA-XR, we're really focused on hormone-driven breast, ovarian, endometrial cancer. The 3 presentations focus on different aspects of our drug and how it works. The first is from Institute Curie and Dr. Elisabetta Marangoni, where she looked at taking our drug and evaluating it in combination with all of the standard of care drug for these cancers in patient-derived xenograft models. So this was a very large study, and actually she presented it in a mini symposium showing that our drug worked okay by itself, even better in combination, and we were seeing complete regressions of the tumors in these models when used in triplet therapy. There was a second presentation from Lauren Werner, who is an MD, PhD candidate from the University of Kansas Cancer Center. Lauren studies the role of progesterone receptor, the target of our drug, in immuno-oncology. And so what she showed, I thought very cleverly, is that in syngeneic models, so these are cancers that naturally grow in mice. In mice without immune system, they had a moderate response to our drug. In mice with a full immune system, the tumors totally went away. And then she delved deeper into which sort of immune cells, Tregs, cytotoxic T cells, et cetera, went up or down in response to our drug in these models. And I think she's, for the first time, really showing how our drug works in an immunological sense. The last presentation, which does also have a little bit of an immuno-oncology connection, was from Dr. Tony D'Osorio of the Mayo Clinic. Tony studies the role of STAT3 signaling, and what he identified was that progesterone receptor and STAT3 interact, and as well as a third protein called aurora kinase. And what Tony showed is that if you combine our drug, ONA-XR, with an agent targeting STAT3 aurora kinase, you see very nice synergistic effects. And so those were 3 great presentations. We then followed it with our preclinical bispecific antibody. We had licensed a monoclonal antibody to CLDN6 about a year ago. And over the last year, we've been converting it to a bispecific format. And so this was the first public presentation of our preclinical data showing how we've been optimizing those bispecifics and really showing that the program that we're developing has rather exquisite selectivity for CLDN6 and very potent and selective activity of cytotoxic T cells, which is really what we're going for. So we're terribly excited about the 5 posters. We think the data is really exciting, by some wonderful investigators from across the world. And then to summarize all these results, we are holding an investor webinar on April 13th so that these investigators, knowing that not everyone can be like us and attend AACR, will get to actually hear from the investigators, highlights of the presentations, and ask questions. So we're kind of unique. We don't actually have a platform, but we do have a singular focus on women's oncology. Breast, ovarian, endometrial cancer are horrific cancers once they get to the metastatic setting. And really for hormone-driven breast, ovarian, endometrial, there aren't cures in the metastatic setting. And so what we want to do is develop treatments that extend life and provide a high quality of life. And so what differentiates us is we have the only clinical stage progesterone receptor antagonist. It's in phase 2 development, so that's a rather unique asset. And then on the CLDN6 side, that's a much more emerging target, and selectivity is key there. And we think we have a really great approach to developing a very selective CLDN6 binder. So it's been a big year for us. In the fourth quarter of 21, we went public and we did a follow-on offering. So this continues to be our first year as a public operating company. And so what we're really focused on is execution this year. So we have 4 ongoing mid-stage trials with our lead asset, and we want to nominate a development candidate for our CLDN6 program. So there's going to be a lot of news around these developments, and we're just trying to have a singular focus on that execution piece post-IPO.